here we begin with the second class for non-resident. The very first class we have discussed how to decide the residential status, okay, of individual, of HUF, of AOP, BOI, except we have not done for company. So we will do the residential status of company. Then second part we are going to take up today is there are so many foreign entities who don't come to India. They don't have any PAN card or they don't have any P in India. But just sometimes they come, say through India, they are getting some business. So only those part presumptive basis they can pay the tax. Okay. And then how to calculate the capital gain for NRI. This is what is planned for today. Residential status, most important questions we'll be doing in the next classes. See, when the non-resident resident is having income from the world, we have seen that in DTAA, that if I'm a resident and ordinary resident, I have to pay tax in India, and whatever tax I have paid outside, I may get a tax credit or the proportionate rebate average under 90 or 91. But now if someone is an NRI, he has come to India. So NRI has to pay. You remember? Yes, no table. Kal ke class mein sabko yaad hai? So NRI, whatever he has received the income in India, deemed to be received. Accrued, deemed to accrue. For these cases, NRI, foreign musicians, sportsmen, actors, when they come to India, whatever they are earning from India, they have to pay the tax in India, right? So how they are going to pay the tax, iske bahut sare problems bhi hai achhe, we will work out. Right now, I'm just touching up yesterday's class and then we will continue. Yeah, this is where I have stopped the class yesterday. Some of you are not clear for the this part, royalty and all or anything, let me know. I'm just revising everything. And for foreign companies, some screen tests are there that we will check up. This question. Third question I'm going to take up now. Yeah, please check this. Yesterday, I started with how to determine the residential status of individual. He should be in India for 182 days or more. And one second. Sorry. So we have seen what are the basic conditions to be satisfied for individual to be resident. He should be in India 182 days or more in the previous year, or 60 days or more in the previous year, and 365 days or more during the 4 preceding years. So any one of the basic conditions satisfied, he would be resident. If he satisfies any one of the basic condition, he is said to be resident. And then to be resident and ordinary resident, both the additional conditions should be satisfied. Additional condition has got nothing to do with your previous year 20 to 23. Conditions are related to preceding previous years. Out of last 10 years, 2 years you should be resident in India, and out of the last 7 years, 730 days you should be in India. Present. This stay 730 days or 365 days, 60 days, this is not to be continuous. You can come and go, and the day person comes to India, the day person leaves India is also counted. Okay, right. Now, exception to the rule in following cases wherein second basic condition 60 days wala is not applicable. So 182 days and more you are in India, then only you will be resident. ऐसा कब होगा? When Indian citizen is leaving India for employment purpose. Indian citizen leaves India during previous year as a member of crew or a ship, or here I told you continuous discharge certificate, or the third one, Indian person who is of Indian origin who stays abroad and comes to visit India. For him, instead of 60 days, we have made it 120 days. So 120 days to 181 के days के बीच में, if you are in India and the preceding 4 years 365 days and total income earned in India is greater than 15 lakhs, if all these conditions are satisfied, if all these conditions are satisfied, then a person is said to be resident. Clear? But when you come across this, then it will be resident and not ordinary resident. Always. Please write it over here if it is not written. It will always be, dear students, resident but not ordinary resident. 120 days है तब तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. 120 days से ज्यादा है and if your income earned in India is only 10 lakhs, then to no problem. Second condition not applicable. Second condition is applicable if instead of 60 days 120 days you come to visit India, you are an Indian origin staying abroad, visits India, stays here for more than 120 days and income in India is exceeding 15 lakhs. तब फिर ये taxable होगा. Then separately I taught you who is said to be a deemed resident. A person, an individual, a citizen, okay, who is having income in India above 15 lakhs. He is not liable to pay tax anywhere in the world. And he is not satisfying any one of the basic conditions. 60 days wala bhi nahi, koi bhi nahi. Suppose he is in India only for 15 days. And he is earning in India more than कितना 15 lakhs. बाहर कितना कमा रहे मतलब नहीं, इंडिया में कितना अर्न कर रहे हैं 15 lakhs. Then he is not paying tax in any other country in the world, then he is said to be what? Resident and ordinary. Resident but not ordinary. He'll always be resident but not ordinary resident. No need to check the additional conditions in both these cases. Additional conditions are anyhow for resident and ordinary resident, but for that what did I say? क्या होना बहुत जरूरी है आपका कि आप last 10 years में से 2 years you should be resident in India, and out of the last 7 years 730 days you should be present in India. That's all about individual. HUF and all, if control and management is wholly or partially also situated in India, it is said to be resident. If control and management is wholly situated outside India, it is said to be non-resident. Clear? And additional conditions are to be satisfied by Karta. If Karta is in India for 730 days or more in the last 7 years, Karta is resident in India 2 out of 10 years. So HUF will become resident and ordinary resident. Additional conditions are applicable only for individuals and HUF. Am I doing the correct revision? All clear to all of you? We have worked out these problems also. Right. Chalo, next we will take up now. HUF we have done, yeah. Let us take up now the concept of residential status of a company. We'll do one problem also related to this. Is the concept of deemed resident clear to all of you? Exam में problem solve कर सकेंगे आप लोग? So until now, we have completed how to decide the residential status of individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, partnership firm, all. Okay. Once you decide the residential status, then according to the residential status, we will decide that what income is taxable. Do you remember that table after 7 and 9 I have given you? Yes, yes, no. So resident and ordinary resident on world income, he has to pay the tax. Non-resident, that's what we are doing this chapter, non-resident. He will come to India and pay the tax on income received in India, IPL matches and all, income deemed to receive, income accrued in India. Suppose if there is any property and all he is selling in India, and income deemed to accrue or arise in India. So only for 4 cases, okay? And the middle one is for resident but not ordinary resident. So this part is clear. Now we are deciding the residential status of a company. And I'm going to take up with this first and second question we have already done. I'll take up with this question number 3. And it is my guessing that these kind of questions, if they are coming in exam for 8 marks, they are super scoring. But you should know all the details for it. Okay. So let us start now in your material. We are here. Residential status of a company. All this is over. When I am talking about residential status of a company, Indian company is always said to be resident because it is registered under Companies Act 2013 in India. So Indian company is always resident. Other than Indian company, that is foreign company, if the poem, we call it poem, place of effective management is in India, then it is resident. If poem is outside, then it is non-resident. Which company? Foreign company. So now for deciding the residential status of foreign company, we have to discuss the poem. And related to poem, one very nice. I'm just scrolling up all this. I hope you remember yesterday's class. If not, mark this, very important. How we have done the deemed resident concept and all. Yeah, poem. What is poem? Place of effective management means a place where key management and commercial decisions are taken for the conduct of business of entity as a whole. Okay, right? Then this circular provides that the process of determination of poem would primarily be based on 2 facts as to whether the active business of the company is outside India, ABOI we call it, active business outside India. Whether or not company is engaged in active business outside India, then this is all for whom? Foreign company. Indian company तो क्या है? वैसे भी resident है. And majority of the board meetings, are they held outside India? Yes. Then it is said to be what? Resident. Clear? So determination of poem, what I'm teaching you right now, that decide the poem and all, it is applicable. That means this circular is applicable to foreign company if the turnover of the foreign company is greater than 50 crores. Clear? Right. So a company shall be said to be engaged in active business outside India if screen got stuck. 1 second, I am again sharing the screen and you all check up, please. Yeah. Okay. So once again, we will discuss that how do we say that the active business is outside India. Okay. Right. When their passive income is not more than 50% of the total income. And these are all the conditions to be satisfied. Out of total assets, less than 50% are in India. Out of total number of employees, less than 50% are in India. Out of the total payroll, salary related expense, less than 50% is in India. So if all these conditions are satisfied, we say that active business is outside India. And then we check where the majority of board meetings are held. If they are also held outside India, then the foreign company is said to be non-resident. Okay. Now, when we say that passive income should be less than 50% of total income, what is passive income? When you do income is generated from purchase and sale of associate enterprise, or other kind of income is royalty, dividend, capital gain, interest, rental income. Or income as per the tax law of the country. If the tax law does not require the computation of income, then income as per the books of accounts. Depreciable asset hai to take opening, closing, divide by 2. Other assets hai to value as per books of accounts. Number of employees are there. Then average number of employees at the beginning or end. Okay. Then payroll, cost of salaries, wages, bonus, all the other employees compensations. Payroll is your all salary related expense. Okay. Right. Pension, this, that, whatever. you are doing for employees. Poem is to be checked for each subsidiary companies separately, and above data is to be taken if it is a new company for 1 year. If it is old company, you have to take for average of the last 2 years or 2 to 3 years, whatever it is. Okay. Now, if company is engaged in active business outside India, how do you say ABOI is outside India? When passive income is less than 50%, total assets में से less than 50 India में है, number of employees less than 50, payroll less than 50% in India, then we say active businesses outside India. Then check if board of directors of the company are standing aside and not exercising their powers of the management, and such powers are being exercised either by the holding company or any other person who is resident in India, then company is said to be resident in it. Correct है, ABOI India के बाहर है. These two conditions are there, and majority of the board meetings are also held outside India. Okay, then poem is outside India, and so this foreign company is a non-resident. But if board of meetings are held anywhere, but board is not taking the decision only, and such powers are being conferred, okay, either the holding company or any other person who is resident in India, he is taking the decision, then poem is said to be in India. Okay, right. Company is not engaged in the active business outside India, ABOI nahi hai India ke bahar, then following are required to be ascertained. Company, the person who's actually making the management and decisions, like these people who are making the decisions, maybe the top management, from where they are taking the decisions. Okay. If ABOI is कंपनी इज नॉट एंगेज्ड इन द एक्टिव बिजनेस आउटसाइड इंडिया, वो कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई नहीं हुई तो आप चेक करो. इफ द मेजर डिसीजंस आर टेकन बाय द बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स और अदर्स टू whom they have given from India, then it is resident in India. Outside India, then non-resident. ठीक है, right. So once again check this. Poem should be done in 2 stages. If the company is not engaged in ABOI, तो पहले तो ABOI के साथ ये सब भी प्रॉब्लम करेंगे, ये थोड़ा बाद में देखेंगे. There are some conditions they have given. Let us check up problem number 3 right now to check up and test the ABOI conditions and all. Read the problem. This is there in your study material. Very important. Same problem can be asked for 8 marks. Today we had some undecided glitches due to power cut and network. I hope everything is clear now, screen volume and all. And residential status will go on for 3 more classes, dear students. DTA mein we have covered that if I am having income in India and outside India, how much tax credit or exemption and all I can take. This non-resident chapter, we will see that if NRIs are coming to India and if they are earning in India, how that income is taxable. So lot of more problems we will practice in the coming 3 classes. One of them is the third one. Okay, right. Ranjha Limited is a company incorporated in London, and 55% of the shares are held by H Limited, an Indian company. Ranjha Limited has its presence in India and details are given. Okay. So it is incorporated in London. Indian companies are always resident. Foreign companies are resident. If ABOI is in India and then the business, the board meetings and all are held in India. ठीक है ना? So let us first check कि ABOI India में है या बाहर है. So for ABOI, I gave you how many conditions? 4 conditions I said are important for ABOI, right? So let us check those 4 conditions. See, read the data. Everything is given to you in crores. All the items are given to you in crores. Fixed assets at the depreciated value are given, intangible assets are given, other assets are given, income from trading operations. Above figure includes, so this trading includes income from transactions where purchase are from associate and sale unrelated. Is this a passive income? No. What is passive income? फिर से एक बार I told you, dear students, income from transactions where purchase and sale both are from associate enterprise, or if you are getting the income by way of royalty, dividend, capital gain, etc. ठीक है? Right. So let us check this up, all the conditions. Now, so this income includes, this is the total income, that is 75 crores. This is not a passive income. Income from transaction where sale is from associate enterprise but purchase is, ये passive नहीं है. Income है, total income है, लेकिन passive नहीं है. Income from transactions where purchase and sale both are from associate enterprise, 50. This is a passive income. Interest and dividend income, 35. These are passive income. Number of employees in India, outside India, मिला के total 160. Payroll expense in India, outside मिला के 20 crores. So determine the residential status, and if during financial year 8 board meetings were held, 3 were in India and 5 were in London. Okay? Yeah. Open your notebooks, all of you. Take a screenshot of this problem and message me if this same problem comes for 8 marks. I know, like, if I teach you just the condition and move ahead, it is fine. 5th onwards, all the problems are there for residential status of individual, and we have already completed. Right now, these 2 questions I am checking. Did you read the question thoroughly, or if not, have you taken the screenshot properly? Capital gain related also very nice problems we will do here. Chalo, let us take up now. So we have to decide the residential status of this company, which is incorporated in London. So let us start that in our notebook. This is yesterday's class. We have worked out all the problems. ये सब कल का class है. Residential status and deemed resident and all the problems we have done. Now I am doing problem number 3. Point number 1 you write down. Some concept we have to write in exam. The residential status of foreign company. What is the name of the foreign company? Yeah. Is decided or determined based on poem. Where is the place of effective management? कहाँ से manage हो रहा है business? Second point. Poem. Poem is place of effective management is outside India if active business is outside India. Active business is outside India. And major board meetings are held outside India. I know little very much patiently I'm writing and doing. I hope clear to all of you. See, Indian company is always resident. Residential status of foreign company you have to decide based on POEM. So if POEM is outside India, then the residential status is, it's like non-resident, that foreign company in India. And POEM will be decided on two criteria. If their active businesses outside India and major board meetings are held outside India. Okay. Now, fourth point. Company will be said to do active business outside India, ABOI, if, अब इसमें 4 सब क्राइटेरिया, if passive income is not more than 50% of total income. Are you all getting and writing with me? Few things are to be learned, synced and taken home for exam. This is one of it. I want to repeat third time. Indian companies always resident because it is registered under Companies Act 2013. Foreign companies residential status will be decided based on POEM. And POEM will be outside India if active business is outside India and major board meetings are held outside India. Now, for company to have active business outside India, 4 sub-conditions. Passive income should not be more than 50% of the total income. तो देख लो ये प्रॉब्लम है, पैसिव इनकम ही कितना है. एक एक कंडीशन हम सेटिस्फाई करेंगे. We'll take up one condition. How much is the passive income? Yeah. Passive income के लिए क्या क्या करना होगा? We have to see that income from transaction where both purchase and sales are from associate enterprise. Correct? Income from transaction where purchase and sale both are from associate enterprise. तो ऐसे कौन से इनकम है where purchase and sale both are from associate enterprise? यहाँ टाइटल में लिखो, ये लिखा ना, पैसिव इनकम is less than 50% of the total income. Done. Now, income from transaction where purchase and sale both are from associate enterprise. तो ऐसी कौन सी इनकम है जहाँ purchase and sale both are from associate enterprise? 5 crore in India and 10 crore in London. 15 crores. And then interest and dividend income. That is also a passive income. इनकम और इंटरेस्ट और डिविडेंड का इनकम है कितना, प्रॉब्लम में आपको दिया है. Point 3 is major board meetings are held outside India. Major मतलब majority. Like if there are total 7 board meetings, 3 are held in India, 4 are held outside India. तो majority तो बाहर है, तो residential status of foreign company will be outside India. Right now, let us see the ABOI conditions. First one is passive income should not be more than 50% of the total income. तो पैसिव इनकम है फ्रॉम ट्रांजैक्शंस. आर यू एबल टू पिक अप द डेटा? चेक. आई विल हेल्प यू पिक अप द डेटा. ये रहा. दिस इज पैसिव इनकम. Another passive income is interest and dividend. Okay, right. Interest and dividend income. कितना है interest and dividend income? ₹35 crores. 35 crores. Correct. And what is the total income? Total income में सब आ जाएगा. Income from your trading operations. Trading का total income 20 plus 50 75. और आपका इंटरेस्ट का इनकम, interest income, that is 35 crore. So your total income. Some of you may be having doubt, ma'am, total income mein you have taken interest income and the trading income. You didn't take income from mutual transactions. Mutual transactions or associate enterprise are already included above. ऊपर में already included है. समझ में आ रहा है? So this is 100 crore. Now let us see passive income percentage is. What is the total passive income? Passive income है आपका एक 15 crores. और इंटरेस्ट एंड डिविडेंड है 35 करोड़. इंडिया और लंदन दोनों. तो वी विल टेक द पैसिव इनकम of the company as a whole is how much? 50 crore. And what is the total income of the company? 110 crore. कितना परसेंटेज है? पैसिव इनकम 50% से ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. 45.45%. So this condition is satisfied. Is my speed fine? 1 second. This little long problem, but it's very nice, worth doing. Passive income is not more than 50% of total income. Yes, this condition is satisfied. Okay, so A condition or the first condition satisfied. Now second one, fixed assets wala, condition 2. Condition 2. For ABOI outside India, first condition is कि passive income should be less than 50% of the total income. तो ठीक है. Now second condition is total assets out of total assets less than 50% of assets in India. Total assets का 50% assets India में होना है. So what are the total assets? First of all, और इंडिया में assets कितना है? तो पहले total assets in India. इंडिया में कितने assets हैं? Fixed assets है 120, अदर इंटेंजिबल assets है 50, और अदर कुछ और इंटेंजिबल assets के अलावा कुछ और अदर assets है 40. So 210 crores is the total assets in India. And now total assets of company. Total assets of company 210 तो इंडिया में है, वैसे ही 80, 200 और 120 ये तो इंडिया के बाहर हैं, 400 crores. Are you all getting? How much assets are there in India? You can pick up from the problem. 120, 50, 40. How many assets are there total with the company? India plus London, 610 crores. Now percentage of total assets in India. 210 divided by 610 into 100. कितना आ रहा है देखो, 210 divided by 610 into 100. 34.43%. 34.43%. So this is also satisfied. Second condition is also satisfied. ये तो अच्छी बात है कि इंडिया में टोटल असेट्स का 50% से कम असेट्स इंडिया में है. टोटल इनकम में पैसिव इनकम 50% से कम है, इंडिया या बाहर कहीं पे भी. थर्ड कंडीशन, condition 3, out of total employees less than 50% in India. टोटल एम्प्लॉइज में 50% से कम इंडिया में है. Let us check total employees in India. हैं कितने इंडिया में एम्प्लॉय? You can just handpick the data. Number of employees in India is 70. Total employees with company, कंपनी को मिला के टोटल एम्प्लॉइज कितने हैं? 150. Percentage of total employees in India. $70 are in India out of 150. Faster than me, all. 46.67% employees are in India. Correct? Oh, sorry. This is 160, na? Yeah, it will change. Okay. 70 plus 90. Sorry, 70 divided by 160 into 100. 43.75% employees are in India. तो ये तो अच्छा है. Third condition satisfied. Now, condition 4. ये तो हो गया टोटल एम्प्लॉइज. नाउ पेरोल, उनका सैलरी का जो एक्सपेंस है वो इंडिया में कितना है? लेट अस सी दैट. हाउ मच इज देयर सैलरी एक्सपेंस इन इंडिया? पेरोल, वी कॉल इट सैलरी, दे कॉल इट पेरोल. Out of total payroll expense less than 50% in India, then active business is outside India. So total payroll इंडिया में सैलरी का एक्सपेंस कितना है? 8 crore. Total payroll expense for company. कंपनी का टोटल पेरोल एक्सपेंस कितना है? 8 करोड़. तो इंडिया में है, बाहर है 12, तो 20 करोड़. नाउ percentage of payroll expense in India. I know it's little lengthy problem, ma'am. ऐसे सब थोड़ी पूछते हैं. And when they ask, isn't it like over easy? You don't have to think and write the steps and all. Just you have to pick up the data from the question, calculate and write, and it's been so easy. 8 by 20 into 100. So 8 by 20 into 100. 40%. 40% of the payroll expenses in India. Less than 50% of employees are in India. Less than 50% assets are in India. And passive income is less than 50% of the total income. So here we satisfy all the tests. Okay. So then it is proved that ABOI is outside India. Conclusion. As all 4 conditions are satisfied, active businesses outside India. It is proved that active businesses outside India. Now let us see the board meeting. Board meeting के लिए भी आपको दिया होगा. Okay? अभी देखो last line of the problem. 8 board meetings, 3 were held in India and 5 are held outside India. Okay? Now, majority. एक तो ABI outside India है and majority of board meetings. What do you mean by majority of board meetings? 5 out of 8. 3 इंडिया में हुई थी लेकिन 5 तो बाहर हुए, तो 5 out of 8 into 100. मतलब इसका भी परसेंटेज आप चाहें तो निकाल सकते हैं. 5 out of 8. Percentage निकालो और directly better we write the language. Majority of the board meeting, 5 out of 8 board meetings are held outside India. ABOI outside India, majority board meeting outside India. Then this company, okay, Ranjha Limited is a non-resident. Ranjha Limited is a non-resident. And is this clear to all of you? It's a very easy, very scoring topic. Many students were asking me, so I'm doing this problem. Already yesterday we have done residential status of individual and related problems for royalty and all that. And then tomorrow we are doing problems for capital gain, where first proviso of section 48 is applicable, and capital gain at what rate you have to convert, purchase rate and sale rate and all that I will tell you. Yes, I'm waiting. Any doubt in this problem? Check once in your material the problem. Yes, check it. So for this company, the major assets are outside India. Passive income is less than 50%, but number of employees major are outside India, payroll outside India, board meetings, era. So this company is said to be what? Non-resident. There's one more question, dear, related to this. which can be repeatedly asked. ABC, a Swedish company, has headquarters in the Stockholm. Okay, that is in the Europe countries. Not having any P in India, has set up a license office in Mumbai in compliance with RBI guidelines to look after its day-to-day operations in India, spread awareness about that company's product, and explore other opportunities. The license office, okay, right? A license office takes decisions relating to the day-to-day affairs and performs support functions, which are preparatory and auxiliary. The significant management decisions are taken by the board of directors in Sweden itself. So India ki bahar unka business hai, they don't have a P in India, but they have a small license office where, they keep a track on day-to-day operations. Sometimes they do purchases through India and so on. So they have kept this license office. Okay. But अब क्या हो गया, license office तो India में है, but then here license office in India is taking care only of the routine stuff, day to day, खरीद के export कर रहे हैं and all that. Major decisions are taken by the board of directors, and that too they are outside India. So what will be the residential status of this company? Non-resident. Correct. See, a company would be resident in India if it is Indian company. Poem is in India. In the given case, it's a foreign company. And it would be resident in India only if the place of effective management in that year is India. अगर उसका पोएम इंडिया में है तो ही इंडिया में होगा. Poem means from where the business transactions are taken care, from where they are conducting and taking major decisions. So here, though they have a license office which looks after routine and all, the place where decision relating to day-to-day and all the others are taken, okay, that is not in India. समझ में आ रहा है? Major जो board of directors control कर रहे हैं, that is outside India only. Hence, it will be foreign company is non-resident. Okay, right. So that's all for this ABOI concept and this problem. Tell me, is this clear or not? Third and fourth problem. Then we will go to the next concept. All clear until now? Sometimes now here from only reading, but rather than just leaving, you give it as reading. Okay? Foreign company said to be resident in India. Always the foreign company is non-resident. But once they become resident, then they have to pay the tax in India. So that year they need to follow transition mechanism, which is incorporated outside India and has not been assessed to tax. But foreign company said to be resident in India, and such foreign company has been resident in India in any of the previous years. वही condition satisfy you. ABOI इंडिया में है, मेजर बोर्ड मीटिंग इंडिया में है, कंट्रोल एंड मैनेजमेंट इंडिया में है, तो इट कैन बिकम इंडियन कंपनी. ओके, in that case such foreign company said to be resident in India and it has been resident in India, तो then how they will do. मतलब मैम अभी तक तो नॉन रेसिडेंट थे तो कोई लेना नहीं देना, अब इंडिया में है तो how they should take their assets and values and all. Okay, if I teach you these rules, they are very huge, so just read it and keep it. Then provisions relating to computation, treatment of unabsorbed depreciation, set off, carry forward, collection, recovery, and special provisions relating to avoidance of tax shall apply with such exception, modification and adaptation. ठीक है ना? Consequence when such company fails to comply with the conditions, wherein any previous any benefit or, ये आपको समझा या नहीं? इसके रूल्स है कि अभी तक तो यू वर एनआरआई, नाउ इफ यू आर बिकमिंग रेसिडेंट तो फिक्स्ड एसेट्स इतने साल का एवरेज लेंगे, ये वैल्यू ऐसे लेंगे, ये वैल्यू ऐसे लेंगे. I don't know, little bit concept if you remember, like in exit tax, how we have done in trust. but not required. You're not going to get problems of this, so we can leave. Consequence, when such company failed to comply with the conditions, wherein any previous year benefit of exemption or relief has been granted to foreign company and there's a failure to comply with any of the conditions, then benefit exemption relief shall be wrongly been allowed, and the AO withstanding may ask them to recompute the income and make necessary amendment as if exception, modification and adaptation will not be correct. अगर कुछ गलती है तो they have to कुछ relief दिया और फिर बाद में they are not complying with the conditions, so that will go. Provisions of section 154 shall so far as may apply thereto. Rectification of errors, you remember 4 years any order you can rectify, that time is there here also. Okay, where determination regarding the company to be resident has been made, then provision shall apply in respect of that year, succeeding year, and if the company is resident in India in that previous year and previous year ends on or before the date on which such assessment is completed. Okay, so this will all apply. यहाँ से तो हमने पूरा किया है section 7, section 9 business connection. Yeah, this is also very important if they have significant economic presence in India. And fifth problem we have to do yet. This all we have done. Common points. ये important है. What does this say? Anything paid by government of India, it is taxable in India. If anything is paid by resident, royalty, interest, fees for technical services, anything paid by resident for use in India, taxable in India. If it is paid by resident to non-resident outside India for the project outside India, it's not taxable in India. If it is paid by non-resident for any business connection, एक नॉन रेसिडेंट दूसरे नॉन रेसिडेंट को पे कर रहा है, इंडिया को कोई लेना देना नहीं है. बट इफ वन नॉन रेसिडेंट इज पेइंग टू another non-resident or resident, but that project is in India, then that income is taxable in India. This is the gist for all the three. Okay, right. Business connection I will explain with one more example also in the next class. Okay, right. There were some glitches, so we are closing the class here. This is called as presumptive taxation. Like we have done presumptive taxation 44 AD and ADA and all. Like that, this presumptive taxation is there for non-residents, which I'll take up in next class with capital gain. Okay, right? So I hope everything is clear in today's class. Thank you so much for being with us due to all these glitches also. And the next class is not there on Saturday, Sunday and Monday. It is on Tuesday. And one more thing, prepare well and write. It's going to be a very easy exam and you need to write and practice for appeals and revisions. 30 days appeals, 60 days ITET and High Court and Supreme Court. Preferably tomorrow I will put a revision lecture also in the app itself. I'll surely put. Okay, right? That's all for today. Thank you so much.